Good morning, guys. Hope everyone is well. Welcome to another analysis I'm doing for you guys to end the week. Just looking at the week and analysis. I'm sure most of you have been enjoying how the week has been. The reason why I'm doing more and more is because also on our YouTube we've been getting good response. Like I did this video on Tuesday? This was on Monday. I did this on Monday and it's gotten quite some good views. Was this Monday or Wednesday? It was Wednesday. I did this on Wednesday. I did an earlier one on Monday. Here it is, down here, the gold sell-off, the loss that I took. Okay, and I just want to continue updating you guys on just how we look at markets, how I analyze the markets. And there are a few things that I talked about on Wednesday in this video that I want to catch you guys up on. Okay, a few changes in the market, what happened, and what I'm looking forward to. So first things first, I want to give a shout out to everyone who comments on our YouTube. I can see here Ronnie KT, we enjoy your knowledge. Daniel, love how your trading routine is mandatory. Yes, that's a must. You have to keep up to date with the market every single day, because every single day there's new information coming out from the market participants. Okay, always your number one students, you're most welcome. Dennis Ngugi, and also top to top Felix Mwenda, I appreciate you, brother. Caleb, just special, precious, and I'm here to share as much knowledge as I can. That's part of my passion. That's what I like doing at Financial Hub. Our main drive is to empower people, to give people skill and make you people of value. Whether you come for a course or whether you do it for free online, it's totally fine. We try as much as possible to tell you the truth, be very transparent and honest, and give you deep information about how to analyze the market and how to trade profitably in the end. Okay, so you're most welcome, everyone who enjoys this video. So back down to the market. So if you remember, I had a trade on GBP USD starting off the week, had a good profits during CPI. Markets rallied to hit my target. So if I go back to that trade now, here it is. Okay, if you remember, I had bought here. I had a very good entry. This bottom, I got it at 26.94, 1.2694, and that's how I rallied it all the way to 1.2830. Now, one thing I want to update you guys on, if you're trading prop firms now, you have to trade differently. You have to look at different stuff. Now, I'm a big trader of many prop firms, but I have a personal account. So when I took this trade, okay, I've been having quite some challenge with a bit of prop firms. Not even a bit, almost all of them. When I took this trade, I had my targets here at 10, okay, 28.10. That was my target. Sawa. Now, many a times I've gotten many breaches of my prop firm account. Now, the good thing is these have been soft breaches, not hard breaches. So if you come to sort of, let's say for example, FTMO, we all know FTMO, news trading. So let me search that. Yes. News trading. Okay, and guys, today is Saturday, so the markets are closed, so you can see today up here, it's Saturday 15th June. It's now 7 a.m. I'm just doing a recap of the markets, looking what's happening in the markets. So don't wonder if you don't see my markets moving. It's a weekend. Okay, so FTMO trading news. Now if you come here, they have an article. Okay, can I trade the news? Now this is sort of a hidden rule in most prop firms, and if you don't take care, it's quite dangerous. Okay, now I have multiple prop firms that I'm using. I also have an FTMO one. Now why I'm showing you this is because it's important. I've had many trades where the trade hits my TP and then the profits are taken away. Now this is what they say. Okay, in an FTMO challenge and verification, okay, you can trade freely during all news releases. Sawa? So when you're trading verification challenge, it's not a problem. They don't give a damn, and most of all other prop firms. But after you pass the evaluation process, now here's where it gets tricky, people, consisting of FTMO challenge and verification, and unless you accept the type of swing, you should be careful when trading news releases. Now, when I was in the challenge phase, this never used to affect me. When I started trading the live after passing, now this became a problem. Following is the trade restriction table for our FTMO traders with specific types of reports and instruments. Only FTMO traders trading on an FTMO account are allowed to execute any new trade or close existing trade on targeted as per the table instrument in the window in the 2 minutes before. Okay, so 2 minutes before until 2 minutes after the news of the below news announcement. Now, there are many news announcements that we're normally looking at. This is main refinancing. This is what they're saying, the table below. These are things that if this news comes out and you take a trade within those time frames, in and out, okay, you can see bank of all interest rates will affect, okay, Canada pairs, GBP, Euro, of course, also on USD pairs, okay, you can see here USD, non-farm payrolls, rates, CPI, all those things, okay, releases in the news. To clarify, we define executing a trade as opening and closing either pending order, including stop loss or take profit, okay, or market execution. You are allowed to hold your trades on the targeted instruments that were opened more than 2 minutes before the restricted news. Be reminded that if your stop loss or take profit is activated, okay, if your stop loss or TP is hit during the restricted time window 2 minutes before until 2 minutes after, it may be taken as violation, okay, violation of the FTMO account. So you need to be very careful when you're doing that, okay. What that means, it basically says if you take any trade and your TP is hit within that time period. Now, for different platforms it's different. I have one here, they have a 2 minute window before and after. I have an account with my funded FX, they have a 3 minute window, I believe, 3 minutes before and 3 minutes after. I have another one with funded engineer, I think theirs is 6 minutes before and after. So if your TP is hit just within those time frames, okay, before and after, that won't count as a winner, okay. So the funny thing is, and this it's just a messed up game, the thing is, if your stop loss is hit during that, they'll send you an email and tell you you had a soft breach but your loss was taken, and that's it. They won't refund you. The funny part is, if you take TP, if your TP is hit within that time period, if you enter or come out of a trade or your TP is hit, okay, at that time period, your profit will be taken away. So there was one day I was trading and my TP was hit and I was happy. I'm like, chilled, okay, cool. And then in a few minutes, I get some email and my email is told you had a soft breach. So I'm like, a soft breach, what did I do? Because I'm very strict on my risk management. So I know on risk, I never violate any daily drawdown or maximum drawdown. So what happened? I got an email, soft breach, you traded during news. Looking at the email, it showed, I even emailed them and told them what did I do. Then they sent me the news and all that and said, brother, you took a trade, you come out of a trade and your profits have been taken back. So I'd made about, I think 3%, and the whole 3% on $100,000, it was 3,000, all of it was taken away. They said you lost, you made money, but you had a soft breach. But when you make a loss, they won't refund you. They'll say you had a soft breach and that's it, okay. So soft breach happens, okay, and I've had many soft breaches. I didn't know, okay, I didn't know the time. It took me time to understand. Trust me, these platforms keep coming up with new rules all the time, all the damn time. They're coming up with new rules that will make you fail. So you need to stay up to date, and that's why you shouldn't rush into taking any platform. Understand what they're saying so that you can proceed with caution, okay. So when I had this trade, so you can see here, okay, when this news came out, if I go to the 1 hour, okay, here, when the news immediately came out on CPI, I had my targets here. So on my personal live account, I maintained my targets at that point. I didn't remove the stop loss and the TP. I knew if market rallies, let me come out. I don't start chasing the market. But I had to stick within the time periods of the other platform accounts that I have. So I had to wait for an extra 10 minutes after the news had come out for me to close my trade, which was a bit of an advantage at this time because I was able to close, instead of 10, I closed 20 pips higher. So I had a bit extra more profits, and that's what happened on that trade. But at any other case, it's unfortunate because sometimes most guys know markets can easily rally just to get your just to get your target and quickly start going down. So if the market starts turning and you start offsetting your profits, you just rather break even and wait for and see what will happen in the markets, because even if you close the trade and markets are turning against you, they're going to take that little profit that you had. So anyway, so on this day, Ken was good to remind me that morning that the news is coming out and all that. So I removed all my TPs, and when market came out, rallied higher, got my trade up there. So I wanted to update that. I forgot to mention it on my previous video on this one, how I was able to manage that trade. So the other trade that I had running was on US 30. Okay, US 30, And I remember I'd given this trade. I had said I bought here and I was looking for markets to really rally higher. Okay, I was looking for markets to go up, 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 up. Now, if you remember that analysis, I was talking about how I was expecting the dollar to. Okay, if you remember that analysis, if you've not watched that video, watch the Wednesday video. I talk about fundamentals and all that. So I was talking about what I was expecting. Inflation numbers came lower than expected. That's what made the dollar fall and market really rallied higher, giving me a TP on GU. And I was waiting for later on in the evening for them to lower their interest rates. However, that did not happen and the narrative changed. Okay, now I was a bit hopeful. Let me show you. I did an article on that. I was a bit hopeful. I would have done it a bit different. Okay, give me a sec, looking for it. Okay, where is it? One sec, just looking for it. Give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. Got it. So I was a bit hopeful on this one. This happens a lot in trading. Whenever you start inserting hope, my friends, that is going to be the end of you. Okay, so remember I broke even on the trade that I had taken. Okay, markets, here it is. So remember I had an entry here. I was looking for markets to really rally up, but when news came out later that night, markets really fell. Now this was a warning, but I sort of tried to negate that. I knew interest rates had come out. They hadn't changed interest rates. I was expecting if markets don't change interest rates, then that could mean bearish news for the Dow Jones, and I did not come out of that trade. I became more hopeful. So I broke even on that trade as I was looking to take a long-term bullish trade. So I was hopeful. I wanted markets just to rally. However, I lost 3% of profits. Okay, I ended up making zero. Okay, and I was looking for markets to move higher, even if the tape and the fundamentals told me otherwise. So markets had told me, but I didn't take it into account. Now that's a lesson I've learned, and this is part of my journal that I do. It's a profitable loss. I had profits, and that profits turned into a loss. Many people normally assume that was risk-free and all that. No, I count a profit. If you had a profit of 3%, 3% on $100,000 account is $3,000. If you came out at zero, then you, my friend, lost money. Okay, so here interest rates were not changed by the Feds despite lower inflation. This still meant bullish narrative for the dollar for the next couple, I didn't finish that sentence, of days or weeks. Okay, and the stocks were meant to fall lower and lower. Okay, US 30, unlike US 500 and US 100, is not at an all-time high, and therefore catching up is not easy. Okay, now if you look at the image here, this is US 100 at an all-time high. Okay, and US 500 too at an all-time high. Okay, now after news came out, the other markets rallied. Okay, they continued moving higher. It was around this point here. Markets continued moving higher. Okay, but the US 30 did not. US 30 was at this level, continuing to move down. This was clear indication that the US 30 is still not bullish, is still not in bullish territory, and if it were the case, we would have seen a much higher move. Okay, and that did not happen. More other reasons, the fact that these other markets were at new highs, sooner or later a correlation was to come in, and if markets to move in tandem with one another, the US 30 will fall lower and lower. Market created a double top formation. Okay, on that US 30, you can see here it's sort of like a double top formation. Markets rejected that level, which was significant key level, and sellers came in strong as people took profit. Okay, and failed to have a successful follow through. I knew all this, but I was more hopeful for my fundamental. Okay, so hope is not a good strategy. Targets to be attained and ignored the underlying forces in the market. From this, I am 1% better, meaning I've learned something new and will incorporate it in my next idea. So when news comes out, when new information is given, we tend to lose a lot of money in the Forex market because we tend to ignore what the market is telling us. It's very clear, like what I've just shown you. I'm showing you this because I'm sure most of you relate. The market tells you one thing, you're hopeful because you badly want it to be a winner, and you just want it to rally. Maybe it'll help you pass a challenge, it'll help you make profit so that you can withdraw. You just want it to reach a certain level, and in that process you end up losing a lot of money that you had seen. Okay, you had seen it, but you ignored the data and market stand, and you either ended up losing money or you came out break even like I did. So you can see here, lesson learned. So those are a couple of things that I learned this week. Make sure your trading news, you follow just search any platform you take, just search. If it's, for example, let's search something else. For example, if you trade funded next, okay, funded next, trading news, okay, just look for all those articles. Trading news is not allowed. Okay, so here, so just make sure you just search all of them, and just make sure you're understanding the rules. They have a 2-minute period. Okay, just go searching all of them depending on the platform you're using and understand. So back to the analysis now. I got another trade on this one, okay, on US30. If you remember in the same video, I said if markets fall down, get a better support at this level, then I will be looking to go long yet again. Okay, now what was my thought process? Same thing, still trading the flags, nothing else, nothing new. Okay, and I talked about this. The previous trade that I took was waiting for liquidity around this level. If you zoom out, you'll see that it's a key level here. Okay, it had turned before, and that's the level I was watching, but that did not sustain markets to move to an all-time new high. Okay, now markets fell again. Now if we're still in a bullish phase, if I go to the 4, if you look at a big picture, then we're expecting these markets to continue moving to the upside. If markets fail to move to the upside, break below the support level, then we are basically in a downtrend. Okay, then I'll be continuing to see markets moving lower low, lower high, lower low, and continuous. Okay, but if markets are able to support this level, you can see markets came and rejected this level. Now this was my thought process. I had an earlier entry. When markets came down, they removed me at a break even, started rallying. Then I started feeling, what is that journal? Let me show you how my thought process was. Was it here? This was Thursday. No, leave Thursday alone. It was Friday morning. It was Friday US30. Here you can see this was 8 a.m. 8:40 if you want to look at the receipts. 8:40 in the morning, markets came, did not get an entry. I didn't get a clear entry. This was late in the night. I normally don't enter the markets late into the night. So this markets came, rejected, started rallying just after removing me at break even. You can imagine, I'm sure most of you have had this. When market just removes you, then start moving towards your direction. So that's what happened on this one. And then I felt like, you know what, I'll be patient to see what will happen during New York. I'm very heavy on New York openings, and that's what I waited for. So this is what happened. So market started rallying. Good thing I was patient. Market started falling from 9 to around 2 p.m. Okay, 9 to 1, markets really fell. And then in the next 1 hour before London opened, markets came and got a rejection. Now, that rejection was just as markets were going to open. I did not jump into that trade quickly. Now, what did I do? I waited for the 1 hour, because 1 hour is always my entry time frame. Now, here at this point, you see here, when markets came down, we got that rejection. Came back up, then came down, rejected that level during 5 to 6 p.m. during the New York open session, market session, okay? During that session, we rejected that level yet again, the low of the day, the low of the previous session, and markets came back up. Now, the information that markets told me that we came below, we rejected the previous low that was created during 1 p.m. That was London session. We rejected that low yet again during the New York session, closed as a pin bar, and exactly at that point is where I got my entry yet again. So I'm looking for these markets to rally higher. If markets are able to remain above this level seen on the 4 hour, both these support levels, then I'll be looking for markets to continue rallying higher. So as much as I lost my money on the other one, I have another opportunity. Trading is all about when the opportunity presents itself, you understand what the market is saying, take that trade. So this is a trade that I'll be having running into the week. I've had one of my FTMO, I think it was FTMO account. Whoa, it's given me a crazy what is it called, just overnight crazy swap. Okay, it's a swap, almost half my profits. I can put a screenshot and show you what happened on that, but it's crazy. But anyway, it's trading. My other accounts had minimal swaps on that, and it is what it is. Okay, but a few narratives are changing. Okay, like GU. Okay, GU now is in bearish territory. If you remember, so let's get rid of this. trade worked perfectly and markets turned. So what's the narrative? Like I said, understand to read what the markets are telling you. Just try and understand, but you also need proper understanding of the markets. I normally teach a lot of my students, when you're trading, you first need to understand the markets. Don't start complaining and saying you don't know how to, you're not making profits, you have bad psychology, before you even understand how markets work. So number one mandate is go read books that will teach you candlesticks, teach you market structure, teach you how markets move, accumulation phase, trending phase, uptrend, downtrend, understand how markets move. Number two, get a strategy that is in line with how markets work. Okay, if it's a trend following strategy, work with that. If it's a contrarian strategy, work with that. If it's a ranging strategy that trades within ranges, work with that. Okay, and then number three, now come and start working on your psychology and all those other things. Those come last. Okay, now here, what is the market telling me? So look at this. Simple, nothing complicated. 4 hour market has been moving in an uptrend. You can see I've been marking my higher lows, higher low, higher low, higher low. Now, one information market was telling me, when market is strongly trending, you want to see very strong higher highs and higher lows, like here. A strong higher high, higher low, a strong higher high. Then we started creating a higher low, then a small higher high, a higher low, a small higher high, a higher low. This was sort of like a double bottom, higher low. Then markets had what we call, this is sort of, for me, what I call an exhaustion phase, where market exhausts its last push and then immediately it came back down. So what is market telling you? If you're able to read market narrative, it's telling you that there's no much momentum. And sometimes you'll see me analyzing this, and I call this usually a 3-push pattern. Okay, if you see a lot of traders call it, people call it different names, I call it a 3-push pattern, where market forms one push, comes a very deep correction near the previous higher low, another push to the upside, then corrects back to that level, then one last strong correction, which is an exhaustion candle, which is what I mean by exhaustion is the market exhausts, the last bulls push the market, they take profit at a much higher level, then the bears come in as they start selling their position. So what happened on this one? Market strongly pushed to the upside. During the news, acted as a catalyst. Market did not get that strong successful follow through that I like talking about, where a successful follow through is where if market breaks above a certain level, you want to see it continue moving to the upside. For example, like this level. Okay, you see when market came and broke above this level, we got a successful follow through where markets continued moving to the upside. Then you get a correction, then you look to buy those corrections. But this one, you get a strong break above this strong key level. If I zoom out, you can see how strong of a key. Let's go full screen. You can see how strong of a key level this is. Resistance again, market broke above, quickly came below, rejected, came below. So it's a strong key level, and then we came above again and broke below. So once we broke below, okay, this was a good short entry if you trade such rejection. I'm not strong on trading against the trend, but this is still a good trade to take. Okay, where market fails, breaks above, comes and breaks below, then breaks below. Either you can take a trade after that break back below, or a retest of that level. Market sort of tried to come to that level but didn't, but maybe you got somewhere there. Still a good, you have your stops immediately just above that level, looking for markets to go lower. So do your own research. That's another type of setup I've given you guys, but you have to read the markets and follow it keenly, especially on a good time frame. And I'd suggest looking at it on a 4-hour time frame, not a 15 minutes, not a 5 minutes. Okay, so for me, this one has broken structure. If you remember, let's look at EURUSD. It broke structure a long time ago. Okay, and that's why I've been very bearish on this one, and here it is. So on this one, market has been moving to the upside, forming higher highs, higher lows. Now look at this. Also, market gives us information. Okay, now look at this, sort of different information but saying the same thing. Market moved higher high, higher low. Okay, failed to create a new high, came and broke below the previous higher low. Now for me, that is a signal that market is changing direction. Instead, market did not continue to the downside, came back above. Now this is where we got the exhaustion move. Okay, market sort of came back above just to break above that level, okay, for it to turn. So for people who started buying and start saying these corrections are still moving to the upside, trust you me, you are caught on the wrong side. This was the first signal. Okay, markets failing to create a new high after this deep 4-hour correction, and this was also a flag pattern. Markets failed to create a new high, came and broke below the support, previous higher low level, pushed up. So this was a second signal, pushed up one last time, did not get a successful follow through. If you look at this key level, it's also a major key level that I'm looking at. Then market fell back below just to get some correction, then a strong move to the downside. Then you can see that's what I've said, a break of structure. Okay, BOS, break of structure at this level. This correction, this acted as a catalyst. The news acted as a catalyst to liquidity zone for markets to fall. Okay, and like GU, which acted as a catalyst to a new high, failed successful follow through and turn. This one pushed to a liquidity zone. Okay, and that's why you're seeing markets have now gone lower low, lower high, lower low. So I'm expecting these ones to continue moving to the downside. On GU, market has now broken structure and we're more bearish than we were bullish. So on these ones, I'll be looking for corrections for me to short the markets in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. So I'm not bullish on any dollar pair. Okay, now if you look at the dollar itself, I'm more bullish than I am bearish. Okay, the dollar on the 4 hour, I use the 4 hour low to look at the direction of the trend. You can see here we got a strong double bottom. Okay, and markets broke structure. Now look, we've been creating lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, then we broke structure. Okay, we broke structure here, BOS, break of structure. Here was a slight break of structure, not really confirmed, so I wouldn't bet on that one, but this was a clear break of structure. Markets came below, failed to create a new low, then has come up and we've broken above that previous level, looking for markets to go higher. So you can see some rejection here. Of course, markets will break, get some correction, and then expect markets to move up. So on this one, on the dollar, I'm quite bullish more than I am bearish, which can be sort of a negative indication for me for trading the Dow. Okay, so if I go back to the Dow, it can be a negative data, but I'm looking for stocks to continue rising. Okay, it can be a bit negative for me here. If the dollar strongly moves to the upside, we might see this market also falling to the downside, but they're not that strongly correlated the much I've traded them. And like, for example, here you can see how this market has just been moving up, even though the dollar has started moving up from this point onwards. So it is what it is. So that's what I'm watching on this one. And then last but not least, just doing a recap, ending the week for you guys. The US 500 have been moving to new highs. We got a correction here in the form of a flag. I'm not strong on the indices taking a flag on the 1 hour. I prefer them on the 4 hours, so I didn't trade this one, but still a good flag all in all. You can see markets got a very good rejection, moving to the upside. So this markets can continue rallying to new highs. The US 100 sort of consolidated, still at all-time highs, so I'm expecting US 30 to catch up. So I have that trade. If market moves 50% to target very quick, I'll break even on that trade, looking for markets to move higher. Gold has refused to go down. Okay, so I'm still looking at sort of a pattern here to see if gold can form a flag, maybe to the downside. However, I'm not strong on trading flags consecutively. Okay, if a flag formed here, they don't just form in one direction. If market is correcting too much, there's a high chance it's changing direction. So I don't think I'll be big on trading this one. Markets can strongly continue moving to the upside. But if the narrative change, if markets tells me something different on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday next week, I might be looking to maybe do the opposite of what I'm saying. But trust you me, I don't trade many consecutive flags the more they follow one another. 2 is enough. Like what happened here. What do I mean? For example, look at this one. I got a flag here to the downside, flag here to the downside. Then there was one here. So look at this. There was one here, sort of. And I didn't take this trade. And I remember I talked about it. Look at that one. Okay. There's another flag there showing us short. So if you entered here, you could have seen a bit of profits, but immediately markets just rallied to the upside. Got a correction, rallied. Okay. So same thing here. I'm not looking to trade many consecutive ones in a row. We got a small one here that has just failed to continue. Okay. There was a small one here. Okay, you can see this one, it was going to the downside, failed to continue to the downside, and that's part of the first indication that I start getting of don't force the flags too much. Okay, but that's what I teach deeply in my course. So I can teach you different points, what to look at, entry points, getting those precise good entries, how to get equidistant flags. Those are the things I teach in my course. So this one, that's what I'm watching. Not really heavy on it. Want to get clear direction, because on the daily we've rejected a major support. Okay, you can see this level, at a major support level where market has been unable to break below. So this could act as another double bottom in the direction of the trend, okay, as another support. And these are normally very good buy levels. So you don't have to be really strong on selling this level. You might as much as market was moving here, this was selling levels. Okay, at this point, unless market breaks below this level, gets a correction, then I'll be looking to go short. But so far, markets can continue rallying to the upside. Aussie dollar, the same thing. Markets are sort of refusing to break above. We got that flag pattern. Okay, this one here, we got this flag pattern, better seen on the 4 hour. We got a flag pattern. Market came here, rallied to the upside, but we failed to create a new high. So there's a flag here. There we go. We got a flag there. Markets rallied, got a double top formation, then markets ended up falling to the downside. So on this one also, for me, I believe markets could have already also changed direction, sort of similar to the EURUSD that I've shown you. And what do I mean? Here it is. Markets higher high, we created a higher low. Markets failed to create a new high, broke structure. Okay, we broke structure here, but immediately markets rallied back above, but we failed to create a new high, and now markets are coming back below. So on Monday, I won't be surprised. Tuesday, maybe see a bit of a correction, then markets maybe continue falling to the downside. But we'll wait and see. Like I said, I'll update you guys on, maybe since I've done this on Saturday, I might do the next analysis maybe once data has come out, more news, more information. Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, I might do another analysis to show you what to expect of the market. So USD card, also markets have really rallied and coming down. So I'm not getting a clear direction on this one. Market has been consolidating. So next week, I'll give a clear indication. Okay, markets could also dip on this one, maybe just get some more dips here, just for us to get another flag pattern here, just like we got here, to push markets to the upside. But I'll wait for that information to come in, and like I said, I'll update you when it is due. So let me end it there, just doing a recap of the week. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Don't want it too long, want you guys to enjoy. It's a long weekend, so you have enough time. Today, tomorrow and Monday is a holiday for the Muslims, so enjoy the holidays, and I'll be back to do another analysis more or less on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I hope you've enjoyed that one, and I'll be back soon. We have a nice podcast coming in next week, so be sure to catch that one. We had a friend of ours from the crypto world, giving us a lot. Trust me, it was a lot of nice content, and he gave us some shocking news that we were very shocked to hear that happened to him, and also to what is happening in the crypto industry. But he's deep, very eloquent, and understands his game. So be sure to wait on that one, and I hope you enjoy. So guys, so I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll see you soon. Like I always say, stay woke, stay financially literate. May the peeps be with you. See you soon.